Hey, what it be? It's your boy Dre OG. Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're rocking with the vibes and the content. But look, man, we got this. What is something that people are not ready to hear? It's a lot of stuff that people aren't ready to hear, but you're gonna hear it today, man. Make sure we go ahead and run this thing up, man. We should have 2,000 likes right off the bat, man. We're gonna hop into this video. Make sure, man, if you're having a hard time right now, you're not going through this thing called life by yourself. We're in this thing together, man. Let's get it.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Men need to be on birth control. It should have always been for men. It makes more sense to take away the bullet than to wear a bulletproof vest.
What is something people are not ready to
Blasphemous!
hear?
We've been through two major recessions in the past 15 years, a global generational pandemic where we were...
Hold on, fuck that. Like, no, you want me on birth control? I'm not gonna get out here, be all thick and shit, big old booty, love handles, busting all out. Look, you're not gonna do me like that. I feel y'all too, man. Y'all shouldn't have to do it, but stop inserting things into your vagina, and then maybe you won't have to have that, you know? Just saying.
thrown to the wolves at the expense of the rich. And everything is getting more expensive. College is more expensive. Healthcare is more expensive. Food is more expensive. Housing is more expensive. But you know what doesn't go up? Wages. And despite this income inequality being worse than it was during the French Revolution, we've seen no action on climate change, income inequality, or any of the other major issues plaguing our society right now. And the simple fact of the matter is that we are much further from legislative progress than we are from collecting heads in guillotine baskets.
What is something...
You want to know what's crazy, though? Because they're spending more time trying to figure out how to get off of this planet. You see fucking Elon Musk trying to go to Mars and shit. Look, they done destroyed this shit already. They trying to go.
People are not ready to hear.
I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. If you need the promise of eternity in the kingdom of heaven to be a good person, you were never a good person in the first place.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Posture is pretty much irrelevant when it comes to spine health. Anything that's meant to correct your posture or maintain your alignment is a waste of money. Your spine maintains its own alignment. You don't need a person or a thing to do it for you. And as you can tell from my shirt, I'm a chiropractor, so I would know.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Well, guess I don't feel
So I
bad.
might lose one of my 15 followers, but White Claws, the drinks, they taste like crap.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
The United States is basically the Fire Nation.
Growing up, we were taught that the Fire Nation was the greatest civilization in history. And somehow, the war was our way of sharing our greatness with the rest of the world. What an amazing lie that was. The people of the world are terrified by the Fire Nation. They don't see our greatness. They hate us. And we deserve it. We've created an era of fear in the world. And if we don't want the world to destroy itself, we need to replace it with an era of peace and kindness.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
90% of the United States can't afford to go to the hospital. And if they ever get sick, they will be ruined financially for the rest of their lives.
What is something people are not ready to hear? I'll go.
We're all participating in the calm before the storm. We all understand that something big is coming down the pipeline. And if we are not careful, that something will be fascism, not socialism. Our government has been corrupted by money to the point that in March of 2020, when we were in the midst of an economic crash, the chair of the Federal Reserve was on a conference call with Blackstone Investment Group to make a plan for recovery before they notified Congress or the president. In case you needed any more evidence that Wall Street's running things. The intent of our educational system was never to educate our youth.
That's a fact.
Its intent was to create compliant, indoctrinated workers.
That's a fact.
And lastly, if the insurrectionists on January 6th had been organized in any meaningful way, and right-wing extremists had maintained control over all three branches of government, democracy for the United States would have died January 6th, 2021.
What is something people...
Hey, look, you gotta look at this though, man. Look, what they teach you in school, they teach you a bunch of stuff that's why most people don't become what they can be out here in the world, because they teach you a bunch of useless stuff. So when you become an adult, that you're just a worker. You're just gonna be a worker. You gotta start thinking outside the box. Really look at what's going on, and then you can navigate that way. We need to start looking for information outside of Google, outside of our regular sources, because it's all been tainted. It all has been changed. Even our history. History is history, not mine.
People are not ready to hear.
Other people's thoughts and opinions of you are none of your business, and you cannot control them. You can only control your own reality, your own thoughts.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Okay, hear me out on this, y'all. I think we as a society, especially because of the rise of social media, have started to excuse vanity and self-absorption with this idea that it's just self-confidence or it's just for fun because it's on social media and it's innocent. But social media is a tool for people to get attention, likes, followers, to get a platform. What do we want to be teaching our youth about social media, about what they have to add in this world? We should be teaching them that their talents and their gifts and the ways in which they help others and actually substantially add to our society have more value than their physical appearance. But I do not think that is happening. We have been giving influencers millions, if not billions of followers purely because we've deemed them good looking, and I think it's very dangerous for us as a whole society, but especially for our youth, because we should be lifting them up for their talents and their gifts and not just because they have a nice physical appearance.
What is something people
Hey,
are not
look.
ready
Hey, that's a fact, though. Look, you got all of these people out here, man, have millions of followers, but not an ounce of talent in their blood, i.e. the Kardashians. Name something that they're good at. Name something that they're good at outside of scandals, sex tapes, drama, fake butts, fake lips, everything. Name something. Please, I'll sit here all day. I have more talent in my pinky than their whole family has. And you know, I have to worry about getting paychecks.
to hear?
They don't.
So how about the fact that the public education system, particularly in America, is literally a scam? Because it's very, very unlikely that the degree you get is going to get you a job that makes you enough money to pay back your student loans in a realistic time period or at all. Not to mention the fact that a lot of degrees won't even get you a job.
What is something people
Grace
are
made
not
me feel
ready to
uncomfortable.
hear?
The people that you most mock or make fun of are the people who have what you want. That's why you mock them.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Modern day Christianity is a cult that's structured in the name of capitalism to benefit the white rich people that run America.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
The age of your emotional maturity is the same age as your biggest unhealed trauma. This means if you're holding on to trauma from when you were 15 years old, even if you don't realize it, you're going to react to every emotional situation the same way a 15-year-old would. I personally was 21 for a long time. If you're not sure where you're holding your trauma, you can use this to figure it out. Assess how you react to situations and then determine which age range it would be appropriate to act that way. Go back over your life in that age range and determine what the trauma was so that you can heal it and grow.
What is something people are not ready to hear? I'll go first. The public school.
Most people are probably fat phobic or have done something fat phobic. It's not an insult. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. We were taught this way.
What is something people are
Nah, it ain't that. Like, a lot of the times you gotta think too, if somebody's like, look, honestly, bro, she was big as hell. But the thing is, where I would come from looking at her size, I don't care about her being big, it's just her health. Like, how's your heart health? Stuff like that, you know. People like me, but it's other people, yeah, they just, I think they in love with y'all and they just can't help it, you know, the ones that want to slander big people and shit, you know, like, they in love with y'all, they fascinated with y'all, you know. It's people out here that just, yeah, they love y'all just as much and they hate themselves because they don't want to admit that they love y'all. Simple.
not ready to hear?
That the entire educational system is dependent on the unpaid labor of teachers.
What is something people are not ready to
Teachers need
hear?
to get paid more.
Ooh, I'm gonna get hate for this one. I'm just gonna rapid fire a bunch of them because I have quite a few. If you're somebody who dresses up like a baby and calls it therapy, but you proceed to post it online, you're not doing it for therapeutic purposes, you're doing it for attention, and I would respect you so much more if you would just admit it. You are responsible for your own mental and emotional well-being. You can't force other people to make you happy. If you notice that you constantly have people just cut you the fuck off out of their life again and again and again, it's probably time to start looking at yourself because you're probably fucking doing something wrong. It's okay for friendships to end. It happens. Doesn't mean they have to be mortal enemies. It just happens. If your friend is excited that they achieve something in life and it's something that you don't really like, but you still can't be happy for them even though they're happy for it, you're not a true friend. Fuck off. I think women hate women more than men hate women, and we don't want to talk about it.
Men, we don't hate women.
You can't be pro-life and pro-IVF at the same time. And last but not least, most schools are just glorified daycares. They're not there to actually teach your kids or take care.
What is something?
I want to put this out here though, like for real. I don't like that shit. Like, we don't hate women. We just don't hate the shit that y'all talk about, the shit that y'all like, the shit that y'all on lately. That's it. Still love y'all. Just don't love the shit that y'all doing. Simple. Some of y'all, but most women, look, that's only a small percentage too. But most women, look, man, we fuck with y'all. Get ever messed up. Still here.
People are not ready to hear.
It's not the sugar in fruit that's making you gain weight.
Nope.
It's you binge drinking every weekend.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
The fact that it's so easy to become a licensed CNA in this state. Because at least I know in the state that I live, you can go to most nursing homes and fill out an application to take the class. You do a couple weeks in the classroom, you do your clinical hours on the floor, and then you take a state test. And it's not hard. I mean, it's not the easiest thing. You do got to study, but it's not that hard. And honestly, at my time as a CNA, some of the people that I've seen, a lot of the people that I've seen, have no business working in healthcare. It's just sad.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Constantly focusing on the behavior of other people.
Thank you.
Is not helping you to focus on your behavior.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
People who consistently don't set boundaries because they're being nice aren't being nice, they're being selfish. When somebody comes to you with a problem, or even just to see if you want to hang out and do something fun, they're trusting you that this is going to be something that is not going to damage and may in fact build up the relationship. And the nice person, instead of saying, no, I'm sorry, I can't do this, I have to set this boundary, they take it on, and what do next? Feel resentful. So now this thing that could have been a moment of connection has become this little toxic seed that grows and festers and poisons the relationship. And the nice person gets to play the victim because, oh, I'm struggling because I'm just so nice and I give and give and give so selflessly. This isn't about you being selfless. This is about you avoiding the discomfort of having to tell people no. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. Blaming other people for your resentment is.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Oh, the number of answers to that question are limitless. Since we don't have that kind of time on this app, and we do find ourselves in Pride Month, I will pick one answer that's specific to that month. What any number of consenting adults do behind closed doors, no matter their race, gender, or sexual orientation, is none of your fucking business.
Facts!
It affects your life in no way, shape, or form. I know I'm living proof. I'm almost 5 decades old, and believe it or not, people have been gay and trans and bi my entire life. It has yet to affect me. So,
Thank you.
Get off of your cross, use the wood to build a bridge, and get the fuck over it.
What is something
Hey, look, I like the fact I seen that statue in the back though with the dreads on it and shit though too. He got a lot of shit on his walls, pretty dope. But look, check this out though. Real talk. I've been saying this since the beginning of my channel, man. Like I never understood that because I wasn't raised like that to hate other people because of what they do in their personal time and stuff like that. You know, my mom's best friend was gay. You know, and he was just always a cool dude. But the thing is, and I have him in my family. But the thing is, look, that's their personal life. Who gives a fuck? Those people, they just as, but man, those people are just people, just like everybody else. They just as loyal, even not more loyal because they're so oppressed and fucked with. You feel me? Like that's just, it's just blasphemous. Like, why you spend your time thinking about somebody else's private parts and what they do with their private parts on their own personal time? Why does it bother people? Live your damn life and shut the hell up. Simple.
people are not ready to hear?
You need to return that person's Tupperware. The food is yours. The container is not. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
You don't need anything from Target.
What is something people are not ready to hear? I'll go first. The public school system is a polite form of incarceration. What is something people are not ready to hear? I'll go.
I love what she said so much. You guys are gonna learn today, unlike in schools. So it turns out the education system is like brand new and nobody really knows what the fuck they're doing. So get this, up until like 100 years ago, schooling was definitely not mandatory and almost nobody showed up. But then they realized people were too stupid to even join the army. So they decided to make schooling mandatory and gave birth to Ferris Bueller's Day Off dream. Then in like 1926, they didn't even hide the fact that it was for the army anymore because they made the first standardized testing and they literally took the Alpha Army test and just made it into the SAT. Gets even better. The first real degree or study of educating people didn't start until like, 80 years ago. And they'll be the first ones to tell you that they've got no fucking idea what they're doing, especially now that we have so much knowledge at our fingertips. The school system's just broken and ass backwards.
Tell me about a time when a celebrity...
I mean, that's not completely, that's not true, bro. That's for y'all history. Our history goes deeper than that. Connect times and all the other stuff, bro. We've been had schools and universities way back when. A lot of these old buildings that you even see today, man, they were built way old before that time, way before your time. Our ancestry goes way, way, way far back since the beginning of time, bro. But that's what you know. But it is what it is. I'm not here to convince y'all. I'm not here to whoop. Do your own research, man. I don't want to be a preacher. Do your own research. And you find your own way, but at the end of the day, man, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video right here, man. I know I do enjoy these videos, hearing other people's perspectives and stuff like that. You can agree, you can disagree, we can keep going. As people, that's what we do. That's not form. I've really been liking the way these videos have been going because people haven't been hating each other in the comments. It's just been conversations, and those people that come with bad, intentions, bad energy, man, look, you'll find yourself blocked. Because we don't tolerate that over here, good energy only, man. Like I always say, man, spread love because too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you on the next video. I'm out though.